What's up, y'all? I am Morgan, the CEO, and we are back. This is Black Lesbian Wealth.
For anybody winning on the low like me, putting in the effort trying to get it like me.
I want to give you all a little slide, a little information, kind of give you some tips and stuff about investing in the stock market. So what I got for you all today is a slide that I put together. It's investing for beginners, okay? So investing in the stock market. There's a whole bunch of other ways that you can invest your money, but for right now, this first video, we're going to talk about the stock market. So the goal is to grow your money over time. That's the goal with investing. All right. So how much money do I need to start investing in the stock market? Because a lot of people ask this question. They think you got to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to start investing. But the truth is, you can start with whatever. You got all these brokerages where you can start with $5, $10. You can get into fractional investing and just put $5 into a stock. So basically, I'd say start with whatever you can afford to live without, because you don't want to find yourself investing something and then having to take the money back out because you need it for rent or something like that. So put aside something from your paycheck or something, whether it's $20, whether it's $100, $500, and open up a brokerage and go from there. So you start with any amount, $10 to whatever. Just keep adding over time as you get extra money. I would suggest that you just continuously add money to your brokerage account. It can be weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly, however it is that works perfectly for you. So quick little FYI, I want to note that I want you to know that your investment could lose money over time. Well, not necessarily over time. Well, at some point it could. Like it can happen tomorrow, it can happen in some months. Because the way that the stock market goes is that the stock fluctuates. So one day, today, it could be worth $20, and tomorrow it could have gone up to $30. But then it can kind of have a pullback and it'd be worth $17 as opposed to 20. And you may have bought it for $20. Now it's worth 17 and you done lost what, $3? Yes, $3. So just know that even if you see your investment in the red and not the green, green means profit and red means losing. Just know that you're never losing money until you realize that money. Realizing means you sell that stock at the lower price, and then boom, now you out of your money. So just keep in mind that you can lose value sometimes, but know that it can go back up. For the most part, what goes up comes down and it comes right back up. So just keep adding money to your investments. That's going to go down in value while it's cheaper to buy. So the reason I say that is because when you see it go down, that means buy more. Don't sell, you buy more. If you have more money, you buy more of that stock because now you're getting it for cheaper. So if your first stock was $20 and it went down to $17, you buy another share. Now you got two. You got one for 17 and one for $20, and it kind of just averages out. So I hope that makes sense, but I'll make more videos to explain that a little more. Set investing goals. What are you growing your money for? That's what you want to ask yourself. What are you growing your money for? Is it to put a down payment on the house or buy the house overall? Is it to go on vacation? Is it to save up for your kids' schooling? Is it for generational wealth? What is it for? Okay, so that's your first thing that you want to figure out, and you write it down. So then you make a short and a long-term goal and put a number amount to it. A lot of the times people put these goals together and they say, I want to go on vacation and I want to do this, I want to do that, but they don't put a number to it. They have no idea how much money they actually need to do this. And when you start finding yourself, when you sit down and you put a number to it and actually figure out how much stuff costs, then you actually start to realize how attainable it is. So make sure you put a number to it, okay? Don't invest your money if you can't live without it. I said that at first, I'm gonna keep saying it. Don't invest your money if you cannot live without it. You don't want to put your money into the stock market and have to take it out in a few days just because you got to pay your rent, okay? So put aside money that you no longer need and just kind of set it and forget it, okay? Don't invest your rent money or any money that you need immediately. Same thing. Determine how much money you can put to the side each week or month and strictly put it into your investing account, okay? So basically how a lot of these brokerages work is that you can just automatically set it up. So just go ahead and pull from your banking account every month or however it is, and you just say how much. Say you want to invest $100 every month, then boom, it'll just do it for you and you don't have to do anything, honestly. Start to diversify your investments amongst different industries and investment platforms. So that can be stocks, bonds, real estate, cryptocurrency, business investments, peer-to-peer lending, all kinds of stuff. Those are all investment things that you can get into. But again, like I said, I'm talking about stock market. But I will talk about all the other stuff, the real estate, the cryptocurrency. I'm sure you know about that. Peer-to-peer lending, I'll let you know what that means too. Just make sure that you diversify your investments, because if one sector goes down, you don't want to have all your money in that, because now you're lost tremendously. But if you have your money amongst different investment platforms and industries and stuff, one industry could be going down, but the other one could be going up. So you're not really losing money like that. So you don't want to, it's basically how they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to do that. Okay, what to invest in as a beginner? Okay, first I want to say that I'm not a financial advisor, so these are just my suggestions. This is kind of how I went about everything. But it makes it a little easier, especially if you don't know what you're doing in the beginning. But I would say you can invest in ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds, and they're good ways to start in the stock market without having to know much about the market. Again, so what they are is a pool of diversified companies that investors can purchase shares of. The S&P 500 is perfect for growing your money over time, because it's been a long-term uptrend. So what I mean about that, because you're probably like, what does that mean? So it's basically like a pot of different companies, and instead of you purchasing each company separately, you just pay for that one pot, and now you got shares in all of these companies. So the S&P 500, like I said, it's perfect for growing your money because it's been in a long-term uptrend, meaning if you look at this that I got on the side, this chart. So S&P 500, I'm not sure exactly when it started, but you can see 1991, it was way down, right? I don't even know how much that was, but by 2009, it was worth $1,036.18. But now in 2021, it's worth, one share is worth $4,128.80. So you can see just by looking at this chart through the long term, it's a long-term uptrend. So that's what I mean. If you had bought several shares back in 1991, by the time 2021 hit, you basically can see how that profit makes sense. So if you get ETFs, that's a perfect start. So I gave you an example. That's the S&P 500 ETF. The ticker is $SPY. So that's basically an ETF for the S&P 500. It mirrors the S&P 500. It's basically like 500 of the biggest companies, growth stocks and stuff like that. So it includes companies like Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, Alphabet, a whole bunch more. So that's an example. You can put your money into that, but there are several ETFs that I would say to research and figure out if you want to put your money into that, if you don't want to do single stocks. Where to start, the first thing that you would do basically would be to open up an investment account with a brokerage. Now, how they used to do it is that you had to get somebody, I can't remember what they call, but a broker, that's it. So you would get a broker and they would trade on the stock market for you. But now it's so easy that you got it in apps. So Robinhood, Webull, Thinkorswim, that's by TD Ameritrade. You got Ally, you got a whole bunch of other Stash, Cash App. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that in Cash App. But you got all of these apps that will allow you to invest in the stock market like that, just a push of a button. So that's the first thing you want to do is open up an account and then fund your account. So continuation of where to start. Again, know that this is not investment advice. Not a financial advisor. These are only my preferences, and I'm not even going to say suggestions because then that sounds like I'm giving you advice. But if you don't do ETFs, what you can do is you can invest in single stocks. But I would say, me preferably, I would invest in growth stocks. So growth stocks are basically companies that, well, it's self-explanatory, but Tesla would be one, rocket companies. These are the ones, like I said, my preference. So rocket companies, I like them because they are an online mortgage company. So they just make it so easy for you to get mortgages and stuff online. So I feel like that's the future. It's basically just looking at companies that you can tell, or I guess you would think that they are going to grow over time and start to create like new things like Tesla. Years and years ago, we didn't have Tesla. I don't think electric vehicles wasn't like a thing, but now here we are. Tesla has made that a thing, especially like with SpaceX and all that other stuff. So you can determine it as a growth stock because imagine what they're going to do in the future. So I would say putting your money into a place like Tesla, or imagine if you put your money into Amazon years ago, they've definitely grown over time. So growth stocks, Tesla, rocket companies. Baidu, they are a technology firm. They do artificial intelligence. So again, that's like the future. And then Microsoft is one where even though Microsoft is such an old company, like they've been trading on the stock market for so long, they've been growing over time. So just their ability to partner with different companies that are growing and stuff like that, then Microsoft has just basically for the most part been winning. So I'd put my money in Microsoft. So here's more tips. You're going to want to pick companies and not stocks. So you're not going to just want to look at these companies as just stock tickers and just say, oh, I'm going to put my money into this one and make some money and pull out of it. What I would advise you to do is put your money behind companies that you understand, that you believe in. Because if you understand it and you believe in it, then for one, I'm pretty sure you believe that they're going to grow and that they're the future. Like I was saying, Tesla, SpaceX, all of that stuff, electric vehicles, that's the future. The online mortgages, that's the future. Those are things that I believe in. So that's why I put my money behind them. Okay. The next thing I will say, and I know this by experience, is to have emotional control, because the market can upset you. It can make you mad. It can make you scared, greedy, and then turn around like in the same day, make you hella happy all in one day. So it's like you're not trying to feel all those emotions in one day. So the best thing you can do is just take your emotion out of it and just let it flow. You make a plan, you do your research, and just basically position yourself to win in the market. But don't allow your emotions to take over. And then also another tip is the sooner you start, the better. Doesn't matter if you're 50, you can start then. It's never too late, but it's definitely never too early. So you don't want to keep putting it off and saying, oh, I'll invest one day. Like I said, you can put anything. You can put $10 into a brokerage and start from there. So the sooner you start, the better. And that's basically it. Those are my tips. So this is the end. And just know, like I said, the sooner that you start, the better. So if you got Cash App, go into that little investing tab and start looking up companies. Or you can go to the link in my bio. I have Webull. You can use my referral link and you can get free stocks. But like I said, the sooner you start, the better. So go ahead and download one of these brokerages and fund your account and get into this whole stock market stuff and start investing. Because remember what I said, the goal is to grow your money over time. All it takes is for you to make the decision and get to handle your finances and just start growing. Trust me, once you get into it, you're going to realize, wow, like, why haven't I been doing this all along? So think long term, make a plan, stick to it. You got this. Let's start building wealth. I'm Morgan, the CEO. This is Black Lesbian Wealth. Peace.
For anybody winning on the low like me, putting in the effort trying to get it like me.